Hey there, fellow loot hoarders. It's the green-skinned, treasure-sniffing goblin here, ready to dive into the depths of Pindleskin's lair. But first, the winner from the last video for all the loot I find today is Ming867. Well done. I hope you enjoy the treasures. There's going to be a new giveaway. Stay tuned until the end of the video. Waheed, my loyal friend, and my gear stays the same as the last video, an infinity, chains of honor, and a cure. My gear is Talrash's set, all socketed with ist runes, a 35 FCR Spirit Monarch, Sandstone Treks, to Stone of Jordans, and Magfist gloves, of course a Hellfire Torch, a Nihilus, and some standard charms. I really should upgrade my charms, but they're hard to come by in ladder. Anyways, with just over 300 magic find, it's time. So buckle up your boots, sharpen your swords, and let's get ready to rumble through 500 runs. Will we find the holy grail of items, or will we end up with a pile of shiny, yet utterly useless, trinkets? Stay tuned, cause this goblin's got a feeling we're about to strike gold. Or at least, something that glitters. Let the item hunt begin. The first noteworthy drop came on run 12, a spirit ward, which can be used to proc fade on your character to gain those extra resistances, and a hidden physical damage reduction. It also reduces curse duration, something only the cleansing aura could do before the expansion, which I find interesting. It's run 21 now, and I found an Earthshifter Thunder Maw. +7 to elemental skills is nothing to point your snout at. Run 24, I find a set amulet. But unfortunately, it was not Talrasha. Pindleskin Thrashing 45, I found some Immortal King's war boots. Run 58, I find this handy small charm with 3 to fast run walk. On the 63rd run, I found a string of ears, demon hide sash. I am yet to find a perfect one of these. Maybe one day soon. Nearly 20 runs later, nothing seemed to want to drop. So when I saw a 3-socketed Berserker axe, I thought, why not socket it and make something? The only thing my small goblin brain could think to make was a crescent moon. Let's see how it turned out. Average on the enhanced damage, but the magic absorbed turned out perfect. On run 114, an item from my favorite set dropped. Some Sigyn's gauntlets. Pindle run 119, I found a Headstriker battle sword. The deadly strike on this is insane. On run 125, I found the second Immortal King's item, the Stone Crusher or Maw. I always get excited when some rare runic talents drop, wishing for ones that are ethereal with Fool's Mod and other handy stats. I never get so lucky, though. Not finding much again, so I decided to entertain myself and go make a spirit after finding a 4-socketed broadsword. Oh dear. Just one off perfect on the faster cast rate. Fantastic news, I've leveled to 90. Who knew that Pindleskin runs were so good in leveling? Sadly, Pindle was not kind on his drops this time.
This be a trap.
A couple of runs later, me and Waheed get absolutely owned. Luckily, we only just leveled up, so we don't lose much experience. I hope Waheed will still be my one friend after that. Run 170, I find our second Siggins piece, the tower shield, and I spot a 5-socket phase blade. I am becoming impatient not finding anything, so I'm going to head back to town again and try my luck with a grief runewood. Sadly, it is a pretty low roll, but it is still a nice addition to the giveaway. Run 208 now. I find some Goblin heavy bracers. Brilliant gloves if you really hate the undead. Close to halfway through now, I finally find something worthy. An Ormus Robe's Dusk Shroud with plus 15 to fire skill damage and 3 to frozen armor. Scrumptious. On run 236, I find a small charm with 22 life on it, which is the highest life possible on a small charm. A few runs later, I find a Lamb rune. It took me another 101 runs until I find anything worthy of putting into my stash. It's that hard-to-pronounce Chinquadia's Barrog Sharp. On run 360, I find a Wraith Flight Ghost Glaive. As usual, a pretty low roll. Eight runs later, I continue on the throwing items theme and find a Gimmershard Flying Axe. Run 372, I find some of the best PvN gloves in the game in my opinion. Laying of Hands Bramble Mitts, the plus 350 extra damage to demons, it's nothing to frown upon. Nearly 400 runs in now, on Pindleskin 387, I find a Niger's Circlet. Run 390, I find a Shurshurul Frost-Flanged Mace, a low-level item. I just think it's cool to be able to cast Frozen Orb. Run 405, I find an Undead Crown. Probably not worth showing, but Pindle is being so stingy. And Waheed is getting a little restless now. Let's hope my Goblin luck can bring it home in these last 95 runs. Run 430, and I found this cool 6-socketed Gothic bow. I contemplated making a Breath of the Dying, but Waheed told me no. So that was the end of that. Shall I make a BOTD?
No.
Getting close to the end now on run 457, I find the third piece to Siggins, Set the Sabbath Greaves. Only 30 runs left now, and I find a Wilhelm's Pride Battle Belt. The Dual Leech can come in handy sometimes. The last item we found worthy of going in my stash was on run 493. A Grimm's Burning Dead Grim Sith. For 500 runs, that was so terrible. Well, he does not want to stand by me. He is in a mood and says he won't come on the next adventure with me. Maybe if I get more likes and subscribers than my last video, he will change his mind. Well, this is the crappy loot I found for the winner of the last video. I'm terribly sorry. Me and Warriv scrubbed together and added 10 runes for you. Hope this helps. If you want to enter to win the loot from my next video, like the video and comment where I should magic find next. I'm off for a lay down. Ciao for now. And go and get those dubs.